Good evening, everyone. Respected Honorable Chief Guest, dear guest of honors, invited speakers, and our valuable participants. A warm welcome to all of you. I, Nandini Day, on the behalf of Professional Institute of Business, supporting your child's mental health on the behalf of Professional Institute of Business presents one day international webinar on supporting your child's mental health as they return to school during COVID-19. Mental health, an important yet ignored topic. We all know that mental health is important for all of us. But do we really care? Do we really think over that matter? Or do we really think that we think enough for our child's mental health? Just take a deep breath and think over it. The coronavirus outbreak has caused major disruptions to daily life, and children are feeling these changes deeply. While the return to school will not be only welcome but exciting for many, but others will be feeling anxious or frightened. This webinar will help your children to navigate some of the complicated emotions they may be facing while going to school. I would like to request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. M.A. Khalid Sir, Senior Clinical Psychologist, Bangladesh, has 38 years of experience on the table. Currently working as Senior Faculty of MBA and EMBA program, AUST Bangladesh, to come over and forward the addressing note. Khalid Sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Nandini. So, hello, good evening to everyone and honored participants. I'm honored for being with all of us. I convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Rita Rani Talukdar, former head of the department and associate professor, Department of Psychology, Guwahati University. Dr. Anjana Bhattacharjee, assistant professor, Department of Psychology, Tripura University, India. And all school counselor and psychologist. Also, I convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Sritoma and the school counselor and psychologist. I also convey my best wishes to program coordinator and school counseling psychologist, Miss Nandini De, for her best endeavor to materialize the total task to make a great success. Now I want to share a few outlines on today's topic. Supporting your child's mental health as they return to school during COVID-19. It is very self-explanatory, so I'll not go through inside. As we understand, starting school or starting a new school year can be stressful at the best of time. Let alone during a global pandemic. We can make him feel at ease by having an open conversation about what it is that's worrying him, and letting him know that it's natural to feel anxious. Children may feel nervous or reluctant to return to school, especially if they have been learning at home for months. Be honest, for example. You could go through some of the changes they may expect at school, such as needing to wear forms or protective clothing like mask. Children may also find it difficult being physically distanced from friends and teachers while at school. You could encourage them to think about other ways to bond and stay connected. Reassure children about safety measures in place to keep students and teachers healthy, and remind children that they can also help prevent germs spreading by washing their hands with soap and coughing or sneezing into their elbow. Remind children about the positive Remind children about the positives, that they will be able to see their friends and teachers if they are physically returning to classroom and continue learning to things. Child school is recommending the wearing of protective clothing which is making a child feel more nervous. What should I say to her? How can I'll put some of the question to the to our guest of honors and also school psychologist here with us. How can I encourage my child to follow precautions such as frequent hand washing, physical distancing, etc. at school without alarming her? My child is a part of the same group as his close friends returning to school and feels even more isolated. How can I feel more connected to the classroom and his friends? How can I gently check in to see how many child is coping? Is there anything I should look out for as my child starts back at school? The child is worried about bullying at school and online. How can I talk to them about it? So, all the answers I would expect from our valued speakers to cope with the prevailing scenario today. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Respectable, honorable guest and guest of honors. So, Nandini, I hand over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wise notes. It is blessing for us. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Rita Rani Talukdar, ma'am, Associate Professor and former HOD, Department of Psychology, Guwahati University. We welcome you, ma'am, to share your knowledge with us. Over to you, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
ma'am, you are audible.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
A very good evening to all of you. It is really a very pleasant feeling to be associated with this group once again. And I'm very thankful to the organizers, especially to MA Khalid sir, for giving me this opportunity to come and speak or share my views again in this particular platform. Sir has really created such a nice platform, and I can see that it is really encouraging and to see that he is giving opportunity to the very young, talented, and the upcoming psychologists to share their views in this platform. And this is also helping them to develop the skill of making presentations, because maybe in the new normal we have to have this practice of having online classes and have this practice of presenting webinars, and all our presentations will be through online mode. That is why this is a very good opportunity for all the young psychologists in this platform to learn these skills. And of course, sir is organizing time to time so many webinars in different topics, and he has really approached me a couple of times, but I have refused 2-3 times because of my busy schedule. But this is my second association with this organization, and I'm feeling happy that today I will be able to share my view. Yes. uh, I hope you have made me the host. I have a presentation so that I can make the presentation.
Ma'am, you can share your screen.
Okay. See, these are the new things which we are learning, no? Yes, I hope you can see.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. You can
It's
start.
visible, no? Okay. So I have chosen this very general topic to speak on today. That is the psychosocial care for children during COVID-19. As the children are, going back to schools, very soon they will be going back to their schools. And during this time, we have to, mentally prepare them to go back to the school and to adjust in the new situation, because definitely at this time they have got a lot of anxiety, they have got a lot of confusion, frustration, that they'll be very apprehensive because they do not know how the situation will be. Maybe some of the children, they even might be feeling shy, and some of them may be getting very scared to go back to this schools again. And since they have got, some of them have got used to staying at home, so they might not have that excitement which usually children should be having because of this pandemic, the fear which they have experienced during this pandemic time. So a lot of confusions might be there in them. So that is why I want to speak on what is going to be the role of the caregivers, the teachers, the parents. Everybody has to play an important role in preparing the children. So what kind of psychosocial care and support we have to give to the children during this time, that is what I'm going to talk on today. As I have been told, I have been given a very small duration of time, so I will try to complete in that duration. So as COVID-19 pandemic continues to expand in India and in the world, only one thing is certain, that the current outbreak will have profound impact not only the health and the economic situation, but also on the psychosocial well-being of the societies across the nation. And as this the topic of this webinar itself says, that it is a very challenging situation, and the group of population which is the most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic is the children. So in this context of lockdown and restriction of movements, and children have got they have been deprived of their opportunities to socialize. They cannot go out and play. They cannot have physical contact with anyone. Although time to time there are unlock periods, and during this unlock also, we the elders are going and moving out for whatever purpose, maybe to purchase the grocery or for medicines or to banks, or maybe we have been even to offices. But children have not yet been out anywhere. They are still at home. So children may feel very confused and lost at this particular situation, which will be leading to frustration and anxiety, which will only increase with the exposure to the mass media. Even if they watch TV and mass media, then they will have a lot of confusion. So being very keen observers of people, the children will notice whatever we are doing, whatever the elders are doing. They will notice, they will absorb, and they will react to the stress in their caregivers and the community members, which unavoidably will affect their well-being. And this is only the beginning. I'm saying, although so many months have passed, I'm still saying it is only the beginning, because they haven't began going to the school yet. So after going to the school only, what kind of changes they will show in their behavior, that we will come to know later. So COVID-19 has forced most of us to be confined inside our homes. Human history will record this period as a time of unparalleled separation and crisis, but also of great courage. We all have shown a lot of courage during these months. We have stood united, and as I said earlier, children being the most vulnerable are the most worst affected by this particular situation. It is natural for children to feel a lot of stress, anxiety, grief, and worry during an ongoing pandemic like COVID-19. So the fear and anxiety about their own health and the health of the loved ones can be overwhelming, and it may cause strong emotions in them, especially in today's digital world. Children themselves, they are always handling so many electronic gadgets. So in this platform, they are already getting so much of information on their own, and we do not know what kind of informations they are getting, whether it is authentic or not. So the stress is enhanced when the children are not able to go out or to play or to attend school or interact freely, especially for those children and families who are subjected to quarantine or isolation. There may be an increased risk of violence and abuse. because by this time, by looking at the number of affected people, we ourselves have experienced that, as it is spreading so much, so many people are affected, so many have experienced quarantine, and maybe some of them who are affected have also undergone some treatment. So this presentation will help you to understand the implication of the pandemic on the mental health and psychosocial well-being of children, including the increased risk of violence and abuse, and to provide resources for caregivers to help engage their children positively and effectively during this particular time. So, coming to what could be the role as a parent or a caregiver. So, to promote an environment where the children can grow up and develop their full potential, having fun and being safe and healthy. So, we have to, provide them such an environment where they feel secure, where they feel safe and healthy. And we also need to facilitate a space where children are listened to. Please listen to them so that they can express their thoughts and feelings, and they are having the freedom to ask questions, and when they ask questions they should be answered very honestly. Understanding the emotional needs of children is very essential. Children may express their psychological distress like anxiety, sadness, by acting out in different ways. Each child behaves differently. One may become very silent while the other may feel or express the anger and hyperactivity. So, caregivers need to be patient, and children and children, I mean, they have to be very patient with the children, and they have to understand the emotions of the children. All the emotions are valid emotions, and as caregivers we need to understand them with empathy. We must have empathy for the child. Sometimes engaging in a creative interactive activity such as playing and drawing can facilitate this process. Help the child find positive ways to express disturbing feelings such as anger, fear, and sadness. So, if you feel that this child is, showing some little deviating behaviors, then we have to engage them in some creative, interactive activities. Keep regular routines and schedules as much as possible. If the children are witnessing violence at home, or if they are target of the violence, it causes trauma and distress, and this may lead to destructive behavior. So avoid watching, reading, or listening too much of news about COVID-19 in front of the children. If someone is sick in the family or in the child care institution, not all the children are staying in the families. There are many children who are also staying in different child care institutions. So again, we have to think of those children also who are staying in institutions. You can talk to a professional child psychologist for understanding the emotional needs of these children who are vulnerable. Some of these children do not have strong support systems and emotional references. As I said, those who are staying in institutionalized institutions, then they may not have this strong support system, which generally a child has in the family. So we have to be very careful in addressing their issues, and they have to be addressed very timely. Otherwise, it may lead to a lot of stress later. So when I say vulnerable children, they include children in child care institution, or children who are without parental care. Then we have children with disabilities. We have children in abusive families. We have children of migrant workers who are put into isolation facilities, or the children in other NGO shelters, etc. Now, how can we help these vulnerable children deal with these stressful events? So, for helping these children deal with these stressful events, the mantra is, if we can practice these three things, that is, listen, comfort, and reassure. This is a kind of mantra. If we can practice this, this will be very, very helpful for all of us. So, first is listen. Give the child opportunities to talk, and whatever they are feeling, please encourage them to speak about what they are feeling and share their feelings. And also we can ask them to we can allow them to ask as many as questions they want. Comfort. Use simple tools to comfort and calm the children. For example, we can, when they are feeling disturbed, when they are feeling uncomfortable, we can, if we see that, then we can, use some simple techniques like sitting with them, telling them stories, singing with them, and playing some games. We can praise them frequently for the strengths, such as showing them courage and compassion and helpfulness. And the third mantra is the reassure. Reassure the children that you are prepared to keep them safe, because that is the anxiety which they are carrying inside them, that suppose I get infected, then what will happen. So we have to reassure that you are safe because we are there. Looking out for signs of underlying serious mental health issues. So we also have to see whether these children are showing some signs or symptoms which are different from the normal times. Suppose we see any that they are showing some difficulties in sleeping and eating, if they are having some nightmares, if they are being withdrawn, or they are very aggressive. Suppose they complain of pain in stomach or headache without any physical reason. Just suppose they are having lots of fear of being afraid to be left alone. If they are showing behaviors like clinging, depending behaviors, so and new fears are manifesting. So if all these things are happening and we see, then we have to become very careful. Recognizing the signs of psychological distress, needing specialized help is very crucial as the parents and caregivers. So, children need adults to help them understand what is going on, because they are showing all these signs because inside they are very much confused. They do not know what is happening. So we must talk to them. We must let them understand what is going on. Talk to your children about what is happening in a way which they can understand. Age appropriately, we have to use different language or different signs and symbols, and we have to communicate with them. We have to keep it very simple and appropriate for each child's age. So here I want to give you some tips, which if we can use these tips to take care of the mental health of children during this COVID-19 as they prepare themselves to go back to schools. So first is provide assurance whenever needed. I already said we have to assure them time to time, maybe again and again, that don't worry, I'm there. We are there. Nothing will happen to you. Try to listen to what are their concerns, and of course, whatever are their queries, we have to always try to, give answers to their queries. We have to try to spend quality time with them and give them the attention they need during this time. Definitely, as they are disturbed also, they need more care and attention compared to the other normal times. So during this time, if we can sit with them, read some stories with them, and share our feelings also with them, it will really help them. Keep them in contact with their friends, as the schools are closed for so many months. They have not, if you if they are not in touch with their friends, again this will they will feel very uncomfortable. And once they go back also, then as I said, no, some of them may even feel very hesitant, or sometimes they will feel shy to talk to their same old friends. So we have to encourage them to talk to their friends and cousins and their loved ones by calling them up through video calls, because in video call what happens, you are not only listening to the voice but also you are seeing them, so you feel more connected. So we have to practice this of staying in connected with the friends and family members. Manage your child's anxiety. As I said, they are very anxious, so it is normal for your child to become very anxious at this time. So look out for the emotional cues in your child and talk to them regarding the same. whatever we are noticing in them, we have to talk about that. We have to ask them why it is happening, what is happening, what they are feeling. We have to ask them again and again. Remember that this is a new situation for your children, and do not get irritated with them. If they are feeling anxious, it's okay, because this situation is new for us. If it is new for us, for what about the children? It is even new for them. So give them clear instructions. Many times the many parents, they feel that no, children should not be told about all these things. So they, they tell lies. They say no, they will not give the correct information. They will, treat their children as, they will try to keep the children ignorant. So that is also not good. It is important to give them the correct information as to what is happening around the world. You can tell them that this kind of virus is there, and how it is affecting and how dangerous it is. They should know about it. But then along with that, we also need to tell them that we are there. We have to reassure that we are there, so they need not be afraid. So we can make the explanations more creative when we have to explain these things to our children. We can use pictures and drawings, and we can explain to them so that they will be able to understand that better. Engage them in indoor activities. Children, as they are staying at home, they have lots of free time. That's why they have started feeling very bored, and as a result of feeling bored, they have started, they have become either hyperactive, or they have, started showing some behavioral problems, and they are, maybe some of them are even creating a lot of, nuisance in the home, disturbing each and every member, and causing trouble to everyone. So we have to take care of them. We have to, engage them in some activities. If you keep them occupied, then they will not feel bored. So you can also make their learning fun. If they are having online classes, we have to try to make their learning also fun by giving them, some puzzles, and sitting with them while they are doing their online classes. This will, encourage them little more. Involve the children in some stretching exercises like yoga, dancing with them, and just enjoying the music. Whatever they do, mainly we need to stay with them, accompany them in whatever they are doing. That itself will give them a lot of comfort. And even we can encourage them to, help the parents in some simple household activities also. Make a routine of the learning at home. Whatever they are learning at home, we have to see that, we have to make sure that they learn or they study regularly. We have to develop this habit of studying at home regularly, doing their assignments, doing their reading their lessons, and we have to check their assignments whether they have understood or not what they are doing, and make sure that they are made to learn or study at a fixed time every day. It is not that just because there is no school, they don't have any other things to do. So today you are making them study at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. From the morning they were free. Then sometimes you are teaching them at night. It should not happen that. The timing should be kept fixed. Start the conversation. There are many parents who do not, communicate with their children properly. Especially we see with the teenagers that they do not share, or they do not talk too much with the parents. So this is again not a good sign. So we have to, if we have such anyone, if someone is having this kind of problem or issue, then please start the conversation. Find a quiet, comfortable place and start. Ask some questions. Take a deep breath and bring it up. We can just start our conversation by, just telling them that there has been a lot of talk about this coronavirus. Tell me, what do you know about it? And also tell me, what have you heard about it? Because at first we need to know how much do our children know about this particular coronavirus. And once they start telling, then we can, if they are, they have the right information, then we can encourage them by saying, yes, whatever you have heard is right. And further, we can talk to them a little more, or we can add more information to whatever they have already got. Encourage your children to ask questions and answers, and answer these questions directly. Your children, especially at this time, they will have lots of difficulties in understanding, so they have got a lot of questions inside them, and most of the questions may be related to the coronavirus. For example, the children may ask you, is it possible that I get infected? Is it possible that our family members also may get infected by this virus? So whatever is their concern, we, whether they are very young children or teenagers, whatever is their concern, we have to allow them to ask these questions. And once they ask this question, in our answers we should always stress on what is being done in our family, in our community, in the state, in the country, and in the world over, to reduce this risk. So we have to inform them that these are the measures already being taken to stay safe, so that they will get this confidence. And the question answer exchanges helps them, to ensure the ongoing support as your children. So they also feel that, okay, my parents are there to support me, my elders are there, the community is there to support me. So it is very important that we give this kind of assurances to them. Validate emotions. As I said, during this time, they will have lots of mixed emotions. So as you have the conversation with your children, ask how they are feeling about this virus and validate these emotions. You have to ask them, what do you feel about this, virus, coronavirus? And they will say something. They will say, डर लगता है, ये होता है, वो होता है. So whatever they say, we have to say it's okay. Whatever you are feeling is right. Everybody feels like that. So if we say like that, it's okay to feel like that. When we say like that as parents and caregivers, when we say, don't worry, you don't need to worry, there is nothing to be upset, it will be fine. If we say all these things, then they will feel comfortable. So it is important to acknowledge how they are feeling and to let children know all feelings are okay. Help your children or the teens to self-regulate. Self-discipline during this time is very important. And during this time, if we can, if earlier they did not practice this, this is the best time we can give them this practice. We can give them some small activities which can include, the mindfulness practice, breathing exercises, exercise and yoga, little every day at one particular time, like every day in the morning and evening, if they can practice this. Through this, they will remain healthy, they will stay motivated, as well as this will even increase their, stamina and all. And their boredom also will be, to some extent, it will be removed. Now, we should also try to know the common reactions, how the children are reacting to this particular environment, because this is a very different kind of environment, we all know. So the children may, show their behavior that they are struggling with what they have heard or seen. So whatever they have heard from outside or from others, according to that, they will be showing their behaviors. So problems with attention and concentration may arise, which can impact their learning. They will have attention problem and other, concentration problems. So children and even the teens may have more difficulties separating from you, seeking more attention. That is why they want to be with you all the time. They don't want to stay alone because they are confused. And as you provide them with some extra patience, be patient with yourself also. If we only lose our patience, then how can we be patient with our children? So we have to be very careful about ourselves, our behavior also. Re-establish a routine for a daily activities as well as leisure time. As I said, we have to have a routine time. So developing a routine, earlier we did have a routine we used to the children used to get up at a particular time, then do their washing, cleaning, and then they used to get ready for school, then they attend school and they come back, and then they have their assignments, this their dance class and art class and all these things. The whole schedule was being followed, but because of this coronavirus, everything got disrupted, everything got disturbed. So now we have to develop a new routine for the children, and we make sure that they are following this routine. So through this, the distress in the family also will be, the stress in the family also will be reduced to a great extent. They must have a schedule for their meal time, bedtime, play time, when they will play, when they will sleep, when they will have food. Everything should be there. At the same time, there should be some calm time or quiet time for each member of the family. It's not that you have to be engaged with the children 24/7. It should not be like that. Also, everybody should have their own personal spaces also. Address the missed developmental milestones. This is again very important, I thought, because during these days we have seen that our children must have missed out some very important opportunities, some developmental opportunities, due to staying at home for so many months. For example, maybe there were some coaching classes which they have missed. They have missed some sports classes. They have missed their graduation day, or they missed out some very important events in the school, or some field trip, all these things. So if we can, if possible, if the family can arrange for some kind of virtual meeting, like virtually they can visit some place, or if not that, maybe we can keep this planning in the in the future, when everything becomes normal, we can plan to go to that particular place where they were supposed to go for a field trip or so. Or maybe we can have celebration at home. Suppose the graduation party, we can throw a party. We cannot invite everybody, but virtually we can have video conferences with our family and friends, and we can show, or just a few family members we can invite, and we can have a celebration. We have to be a positive role model. We as parents and caregivers, it is very important that we ourselves have to be a role model for them. So you may express your worry, even frustration for what is happening. You may share some anxiety, but it is important for you to ask, to share your whatever we are sharing. We have to be careful in that. If all the time we also might be having anxiety, might be having confusion, we might be having stress. So see that we are not showing all the time our negative emotions only in front of children. So remind them what everyone in the family is doing to stay healthy and well all the time. The safety behaviors, what we need to do, like washing hands, wearing masks whenever we go out, using sanitizers, maintaining cleanliness around us. These are the healthy practices which we have to develop in our children, so that they make it a regular practice when they go back to their schools. Practice self-care. Make sure that you find ways each day to care for yourself. We have to take care of ourselves, and especially during this time, we have to take extra care. We have to take a very good rest. We have to eat well. We have to sleep well, because we also have to exercise well, because, and if you don't eat healthy, then you won't be have a good, if you don't have a good immune system, if you don't develop your immunity, then you may again become infected by this virus. So we have to be very careful about it. Don't hesitate to take extra help. Nowadays there are lots of helplines, as well as the mental health professionals are providing their services even through telephones and video calls. Most of the counselors, they are already aware. The school teachers are also helping us in this, where they are providing. We are all doing online counseling. So whenever we face any problem with our children or with ourselves, we should not hesitate to take help from any professional person. And finally, I would like to conclude saying that Corona,
Dude, conclude हो रहा है.
what happened? Okay, so this coronavirus seems like a very big problem for parents as well as children too. Uh, Definitely, it is a very big problem. But if we are together, definitely we can have a solution for this. Because please remember that we are stronger than the virus. If we would not be stronger than the virus, because this virus is what? The virus is like a parasite that feeds on our physical body and also feeds on our mental fears about the virus. So don't get scared. The more we fear, the more we become vulnerable to this, infection or to this virus. So we have to be very strong. We have to prove ourselves to be stronger than the virus. So remember that all the resources lie within you, and you just have to know how to use it effectively. Since children are at home with their parents, the tips that I have discussed here can be very useful for the parents as well as the caregivers out there. So the parents' anxieties also have to be addressed. As I'm saying again and again, if we are talking about children's anxiety, we should not forget that the parents also might have anxieties. So this is a difficult time for all of us with no easy answers, but some of the simple strategies may be helpful in our lives. So please stay healthy, stay safe, and remain positive. And this too shall pass. This difficult time, I'm sure, I'm very hopeful, will not last long. Thank you. So over to the organizers, over to Nandini.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your child's mental health is important than their grades. Let them be little, let them be creative, let them play often. In short, let them be children. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful session. I hope it will help us a lot and the tips you have given will increase child's productivity. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Anjana Bhattacharjee ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Psychology, Tripura University. I would like to welcome her and please ma'am, share your knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Hello, Anjana ma'am.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes ma'am, you're audible.
Am I visible?
Yes ma'am, you are visible too.
Because this is a learning period for all of us, and I think if I'm able to share at last, I'll be able to share for the first time from my desktop the presentation. So I'm asking both the question: Am I audible and am I visible?
Ma'am, you
Because
are
here I'm
audible
seeing my
and
screen.
visible both. You
Yeah,
can continue.
thank you so much. Good evening to one and all, respected Khalid sir, respected the esteemed speakers, and my dear and beloved participants. Just before going to my talk, I would like to, Nandini, madam, I would like to request you please make some correction in my designation. I am still assistant professor, not associate professor. Yeah, I am aspiring for that, but yet to be, yet to be.
So sorry, so sorry. I'm extremely very sorry. Our next guest of honor is Anjana Bhattacharjee ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Psychology, Tripura University. I'm apologize for your designation, ma'am. You may continue now.
No, no, you should not feel apology because I wish to hear associate professor, but I yet to be achieve that. So, anyways, nice to hear associate professor, but I'm not actually. Anyways, it's a matter of time. We know that time and tide wait for none. So I hope that after some time I'll be associate too. And when we talk about COVID-19, again, I will say that this time and tide wait for none. So it's a time when we are all are under pressure, we all are under anxiety that what will happen. And in this international workshop, this is I particularly find in the title which you have, the organizers have put three important, very important aspects. One is child mental health, another is school, and the last one is COVID. Just give me 1 second. I have to show the PPT. You are showing screen. Okay, then where to click? New share. Fine. Okay, it's coming in my mobile, but it's not showing in the desktop. Oh
Ma'am,
God.
uh, your desktop screen is visible to us. Just click on your PPT. Your desktop screen is
Okay.
visible to us.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. Yeah, thank you so much. I was searching there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is visible now. You can
Yeah,
continue.
thank you so much, Nandini. As I was talking that, in this pandemic, actually, we are all anxious, and particularly the COVID. When we talk about COVID, COVID, see, the first letter is C, that is child. And we are talking about child's mental health today. So this is very much pertinent. And I must say that organizers has chosen the very pertinent topic in this present pandemic situation. And actually, from March onwards, in our country, the schools and all the academic institutions are being closed. And today or tomorrow, that is sooner or later, everything will be open. And actually, the guardians, the teachers, guardians, and the educational administrators all are in extreme stress that how they are going to maintain the safety and secure of the children in this pandemic situation. As I was talking about that in this present workshop, the theme of the workshop, three parameters are, or three important areas are there. One is this COVID-19, and I think that Madam Ritarani Talukdar has very nicely and excellently talked about what is that. And she has very nicely highlighted what is mental health of the children and how to maintain mental health of the children during this pandemic, particularly by parents and the caregivers in respect to parents and caregivers. So the leftover is school. So today I'm going to talk about how to maintain a child friendly environment in school, right? So when we talk about school, generally some teachers or the parents feel that the school is an only a place where teaching learning sessions used to held. But for me personally, a school is not only an intellectual space where children will go and gather knowledge only. Rather, it's a place for emotional, physical, social, and intellectual development of a child. Or we can say that the overall, development of the child is being held in school, both at family, and the second home is, we call the school is the second home of a child. And very interestingly, if you ask a student that in this pandemic, if you ask a child that in this pandemic situation, when you are not able to go to school, what you are missing, right? So mostly in most of the cases, you hardly find a student or a child who is studying in class 4, 5, or maybe 6 standard. They will tell that I resembles or I visualize school as a heavy bag on my back with many books and exercise copies or tiffin box or water bottles. It's not like that. They, most of the children will resembles or will visualize school as a school matlab a very big playground. For some students, a school means a huge room where all of their friends sit together. They fight with each other, like who will sit with who will sit with beside another person, kiske paas kaun baithega. They used to fight regarding that also. For some students, school is that who will be fast into getting into the bus, or maybe getting out of the school bus. For some children, school is like will be the winner in the school recess. When they have school recess, will be the winner of that play. So different children has different resembles or different image regarding their schools. Some children, the school may be a place where they can share their tiffin, a place where then they can share their mind, a place where they can even talk to about their infatuations about maybe their peers, or maybe elders or juniors, whatever it may be. For some children, the schools may be a place where they can express their innovativeness through mimicry, doing mimicry of some of their friends, or maybe even of the teachers. So a school is beyond, that just simply teaching learning sessions. It's beyond that. It's beyond that going to school, matlab just gathering some knowledge. So in such a pandemic situation, when everybody, actually state government and most of the schools, private school particularly, they have taken initiative for all these online classes and everything. The students have in regular contacts in online classes with teachers and their peers, but still they are missing the physical environment of the school. So in such a situation, we have to think more, we have to give more emphasis that when the student will go back to their school, they have to go back today or tomorrow, then how we can give a maximum good atmosphere to them so that they will not be, they will not be negatively affected by this pandemic situation. So when I talk about children, I don't know where this marks has come anyway. In our country, many researchers have shown that the 13.1% child populations are there, and they are in the age group of 0 to 6 years. And when we talk about COVID, the first letter C resembles for me is children. So why we talk about children mental health, why we talk that children are more vulnerable during any pandemic situations, because children are our future pillars. If they are not fine, if they are not healthy, then definitely our future is in danger. We can say that our future is in danger. And when I talk about childhood, if we close our eyes and all the beautiful memories of our childhood comes into our mind, automatically, we started smiling. Even in a very stressful situation, we find some relax when we go back to our childhood good memories. So childhood should be carefree. It should not be a situation when you can close your eyes and you feel like there is a nightmare. So it should not be like that. And if we do not want that the childhood should not be a nightmare for any children of this world, then we should provide proper environment to them. So what is environment? Environment means living, everything related to us. That means including our living conditions where we live, including our health behavior, what the behavior we are adopting for our health, including our lifestyle, our culture, our social conditions, even our economic situations, even the transportation facilities, healthcare facilities, educational facilities. So when I talk about environment, all the things which is going on, surrounding myself every day, that comes under the term one umbrella, environment. Now next is why we talk about environment, why I talking suddenly started talking about child friendly environment when I talk about childhood or and the pandemic, or when I talk about child's mental health and the pandemic situations, because there are many research all over the world regarding environment and human behavior, and it has been found that different problems in the society like aggressive behavior, violent behavior, crime or conflict is the resultant of interaction between certain psychological characteristics of a person and the environmental factors. That means whenever there is a problem, some individual factors are involved as well as some environmental factors are involved. So this again proves that environment and human behavior are very much closely related with each others. And many research has been found that why childhood is a life time of a lifespan when we must talk about proper giving more and more good environment, because many research has been found that the children who are living in a situation with behavioral toxins such as heavy metals, pesticides and solvents, they are very much vulnerable to certain behavioral problems like self-regulatory behavior in children, like conduct disorders. They are very much vulnerable to develop anxiety, depression, concentration difficulties. They are very much pessimistic, and they have the problems of fatalism. So these again shows that environment is very important, particularly for the child, because they are they are the people who are very much vulnerable to any new situations. So what is child friendly environment? When we talk about child friendly environment, because this is an environment where every children feel physically safe, they feel emotionally secure, and they feel that psychologically they are able to do anything. They are free from any danger and everybody loves them. So this is actually known as child friendly environment. So in that environment, as I have already mentioned that in child-friendly environment, what will be there? Their physical environment will be child-friendly, living environment, the air, the water, the land, the physical space, everything should be on the basis of the thinking, should be making on the basis of the thinking of the child's need. So everything should be child-centric, not the concentration should not be on other persons. So child-friendly environment means an environment where the child can play, the child can learn, and child can grow together. So when we talk about child-friendly environment, particularly in the context of school, one of the very important aspect here I have to mention that the classroom climate. So what is classroom climate? Because when the students enter into a school, they finally enter their classroom. So classroom environment is very important. So when I talk about classroom climate, basically it is defined as the type of environment, that is there in the classroom, that is particularly created for the students, by whom? By the schools, teachers, and the students itself. So the environment within the classroom is basically known as the classroom climate, and it's very important, and it has been seen in many research work that classroom climate is basically very much linked with the students' achievement motivation, their happiness, their innovativeness, their creativity, and all. So when we talk about classroom climate, there are basically two aspects of classroom climate. One is physical environment, another is social environment. What is physical environment? Physical environment is nothing but the arrangement of the chairs, the tables, furnitures, the lighting, the ventilations in the class. So in this pandemic situation, when the students will be going back to their school, so it is the task of the school administration to arrange the chairs, tables, or furniture in such a way that the students will not be directly in contact with other students. That means the concept of social distancing, or physical distancing, should be maintained. And in this situation, this physical environment, the school authorities has to think about some reformation into the school, the classroom physical environment, so that the children can be protected, prevented from this coronavirus. And what is social environment? When we talk about social environment, this is basically nothing but the social behavior among the students, among the teacher and students, the teacher, or maybe other caregivers who are there in the school, right? So the social environment of the classroom means the way that students are behaving with their teachers, the way the students are behaving with themselves, with their peers group, the way that students are participating. That means whether more participation is there, whether collaborative behavior is there, or democratic behavior is there, or there is only competitive behavior within the classroom, and teacher is very strict, not giving that much space to the students to listen to their problems. So again, in these pandemic situations, when we are thinking about opening the schools, so we have to, the teachers and the other caregivers or administrator in the schools has to think about how they can give more proper social environment in the classroom, so that the students, the anxiety and depression and all the problems which Madam Rita Rani has very elaborately talked into her speech, I'm not going into that again. So all those problems can be minimized, all those problems can be tackled or handled very carefully. Positive classroom climate. If the classroom climate is very positive, if the classroom climate is collaborative, cooperative, and the teacher is very much protective in nature, not protective means very much caring in nature, then what will happen? It will basically, this type of positive classroom climate help students to meet their basic needs of their physical and mental health. That means their physical as well as needs of mental health will be fulfilled, and the students will experience the classroom not as an intellectual space, rather a space for their social, emotional, and physical development. And what will happen? The positive classroom climate, if the classroom climate is positive, if the teacher is very much concerned about the each and every students, the nature of each and every students, then it will be helping the teacher, the school administrator to understand the behavior of the child, because each child is unique. We know that each child is unique, each child behavior is unique, each child emotional expression or emotional development, if I say, or intellectual development or social development is different from each other. So positive classroom climate will help the teachers to understand the behavior, unique behavior of the child, and also help the teachers to help the to extend the hand to the child, so that the behavior which may be very in a very minimized form today can be controlled, so that it cannot be held in a very bigger problem, like tomorrow there should not be any bigger problem. So positive classroom climate helps to understand the behavior of the child, as well as helps to control the behavior of the child. Now coming to this concept, child friendly school, as I was talking that how to make a child friendly environment and what is child friendly school. So child friendly school matlab it will be child centric school, or where all the concentration will be on the physical and emotional and psychological need of the child, and the schools respect the child's rights completely. What are the rights of the child? Child has also right, they have also right of life, health, nutrition, nationality. They have the right to development. They have a right to protection from any abuse, protection from diseases, protection from exploitation, and they have the right to participation, because they have their innovativeness, they have their creativeness which they need to express. So when the school will be a child friendly school, so automatically their rights, all the rights of the children will be fulfilled, and they'll feel happy. The school will be in such a situation, in this pandemic situation also, even the classes are being done in online, but still I think the school authorities should think that how they can engage the students in their more creative work, because now there is no school, there is no much physical exercises, outdoor physical exercises, there is no ganging with the school. And regarding the school, mastika pathshala, because school is not a place of teaching learning, it's a place of full of fun. So mastika pathshala bhi nahi ho raha hai. So the school administration should think that how they can engage the students, even if it is online also, into expressions of their creativity, into expression into freedom of their expressions of their intelligence, intellectual capacity and creativity. Love and affection, as Madam Ritarani was rightly said that there are lots of problems in this world because of this deficit of this very two important psychological phenomena. One is love and another is affections. Many problems can be solved, whether the problems of children, whether the problems of adults or old age problems can be solved with these two psychological weapons, that is love and affection. So if we can give proper love and affection to the children, their anxiety level will be minimized. If we can make them the list of do's and don'ts which madam was talking elaborately, if with that, if we can attach their emotions, if we can make them understood, if we can make them empathetic, that if they, the students, when they are going to the schools, if they don't maintain these parameters, it's not that they will only be infected, it's also that they will be giving a chance, or they will be how to say, वो लोग भी ये भी करेंगे कि दूसरों को भी affect कर सकते हैं. So sometimes the adolescents, particularly the children who are studying in class 8 or 9, because they are the teenagers, the adolescents, they don't want to listen that they are not immunized. They will feel that, they will tell you that no, nothing will happen. See mama, I have muscles, see that I am strong body. So these COVID-19, this small virus will not affected me. So in such a situation, in such a cases where the adolescents are not willing to follow the minimum physical measures, so which can make them protected or which can prevent this coronavirus, the other way to make them understand that, see, if you don't follow this parameter, maybe you have muscles, maybe you are strong, but you think about your one of the friend who is very thin, who cannot even play properly. So if you don't follow these measures, what will happen? Your friend will be more vulnerable to COVID-19. So in that way, if we can attach emotional things to the children, to these all these do's and don'ts regarding this corona pandemic health, healthcare behavior or lifestyle or healthy lifestyle, then I think they will be following all those things. And yes, if we can make them understand that you have to be safe and secure, not for yourself, but for the elders who are there at your home, but for your younger sisters and brothers who are there at your home, or your friends who is there in your schools. So I think they will definitely follow all these measures and all these norms. And more importantly, the administrator, the school administrator, the teachers, the other caregivers, other persons in the school should also think that how they can, what are the facilities they should incorporate in this present, keeping into the mind the present scenario, how they can make their children, how they can make the students safe and secure, so that the corona cannot be spread among the children. We have, a few days back we have heard that some of the countries has opened the schools, and there is rate of infection was high within single day, 250 or something. I exactly don't remember the figure at this moment, but there was a huge spread among the children. So automatically those nation has closed down their school. So, but this situation is for the timing. We have to open the school or institutions, colleges or university after some time. So we have to make the children ensure them or assure them that if they do not make all these things properly, the do's and don'ts, they will be infected and they can transfer this disease to other people also. And most importantly, the administrator should also think that what are the infrastructure they can make into incorporate in the school situations, so that they can make their students safe and secure. Yes, time and attention from teachers and caregivers. Madam Ritarani Talukdar had lovely talking about that. That this is very important. We are all under stress and strain. The economic problems are there. The many people has lost their jobs. Lots of problems are there throughout the world. But the children, the young kids, their problem is also immense. They are not able to go to outside their life, normal life, going to the park, going to neighbor's house for playing with other kids. Everything has been stopped. So in such a situation, the children needs more time, more attention from caregivers when they are going to school. After opening the school, they need more care, more attention from the teachers, because after studying time, they are entering the school again with lots of parental supervision के स्कूल में जाओ, किसी से बात मत करना, किसी के साथ नहीं घुलना, don't take the tiffin from other from your friends. So all these parental instructions have pressure on their mind. So they need more care and attention from everybody, so that they can overcome all these negative situations properly, and without falling into the trap of any mental health disease. Proper verbal and non-verbal communication is very important. Due to these situations, some children may behave more, more exaggerate behaviors maybe there, or some children may be very introvert. So in such situations, we have to have more communicate with the children, verbal and non-verbal, whatever the mode may be. So this is very important. And the biggest problem, the biggest problem in this world is that we always we always eager to teach our children कि ये करो वो मत करो, do this, don't do that, but we don't actually bother to listen what is there into their mind. So we have to give the space, so that the children also come out, the children can also open their mind, open their heart, and what is going into their mind regarding the situation can be known by the caregivers, the parents or the school teachers. And this is basically the needs of special children. We are talking about, when we are talking about children, we have to talk about this special child who has special needs, who has special demands. So the school authorities, when I talk about child-friendly environment, the school authority should also consider that in these pandemic situations, what can be done to these special children. That is very important. These sections of children are more vulnerable than the so-called quote-unquote normal child. And finally, I would like to end up my talk with this PPC model. What is PPC model? That prevention is better than cure. All the preventive measures measures should be taken into consideration before opening the school or any academic institution, because this is very important. And protection, all the protective measures should be talked to the children through different, through the different capacity building workshops or maybe seminars or maybe talks, so that the PPC model will help us in this corona pandemic, and we can overcome this situation together. And I think as children are our futures, and the children are the pillars of our nation. If you follow all these things, definitely they will be overcome. As we are all overcoming the situations, they will also be overcoming the situations very positively, and their childhood memories will not be a nightmare. Rather, it will be a very memorable experience. So with this, thank you so much, organizers, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my viewpoints with you all. And I apologize to all of you, because I think I have crossed my limit. I have taken more than 15 minutes, which was given by the organizers. I tried my best to talk, very with a very high speed, so that I can, continue, or I can cover maximum points. So with this, thank you so much. Thank you, organizers. Thank you, Khalid sir, for your motivating words to all of us. Now over to Nandini madam. Nandini, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. If children feel safe, they can take risks, ask questions, make mistakes, learn to trust and share their feelings and grow. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us such a valuable advice on child-friendly environment and sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Next,
Thank you all.
It's the time for invited speaker. And our first invited speaker is Dr. Shritama Mitra Ghosh, PhD in Applied Psychology, Certified Psychiatric Counselor from Indian Psychiatric Society, Calcutta. Currently attached with HM Education Center as an assistant teacher, psychology and school counselor. Over to you, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nandini ma'am. Good evening, Honorable Chairperson, Dr. Khalid sir, and the guest of honors and all the learned participants. I would like to thank to Dr. Khalid sir for giving me the opportunity to present my own thoughts in this webinar. And obviously, I would like to thank my school, that is HM Education Center, my respected principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, and my dear colleagues for giving their continuous support. Thank you so much. So we are all know that our time is too short, so I shall go ahead and start my presentation and try to complete in this given time. So please give me the slide.
Sure, ma'am. Just
PPT.
wait for a few seconds.
Yes. Okay. So all of us are very much familiar to now COVID-19. Is this visible? Okay. So the present
It is
pandemic
visible,
situation. Yes. So on the basis of this context, now my presentation is about the preparing parents for back to school during the pandemic. So now there is a question obviously arises that why parents? Why not the child? Because child is actually going to school, not the parents. But parents are the backbone of the family, of their child. They are the guide, they are the milestones, they are the maximum role model of their children. And we are children, all of children actually, dependent on their parents as well as the family. So as a parents, it will be a very tough choice to back to school concept during this situation. So if parents are confused, panic, anxious, then it is obvious that the child also lose his or her confidence. So first, we have to prepare the parents that you should get the decision for your child back to school during this pandemic. Next slide, please. So regarding this mental state of the parents, for last few days, I was actually engaging a short pilot study, a small study actually with the parents of the school going child. So they actually revealed that they have very much concerns about this pandemic situation and back to school concept, and simultaneously they also told me they want to be explore the periphery of the outer beautiful world toward their child. So it's a big confusion or a dilemma. So parents have a mixed feeling over the risk and the benefits. They are basically struggling for finding out the satisfactory answer for their queries. This is the advantageous for their child or disadvantageous for their child. So as per a nationwide study conducted by Parent Circle, obviously in India, 92% parents are not willing to send their childs back to school after the lockdown opened. The survey was answered by 1,200 respondents across the country, and the consensus was the same. Parents are not in any hurry for their wards to join the school as soon as it reopens. So it is very tough to choose whether or not send your child back to school, and it is very difficult. So there is a one thing, there is a back to school decision making tool which is preparing for the year of 2020 and 21 by CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which actually produced also the checklist for the household and the guidance documents. So if parents wish to, they actually go through the checklist. Next slide, please. So we know that already the anxiety, the trauma, the stress, the panic situation actually very much disturb the parents. So for the betterment of these confusions, parents may follow some points to figure out number 1, 2, 3, 4 like this consequently. First of all, communicate with other parents. It may be explored new methods or techniques and multiple communications for reaching every parents on the same boat. This is very important. You share your feelings, you share your concerns, you share your doubts, your sentiments, and this gives some relief as well as make healthy group, which is actually very much beneficial also for the further situation. So connecting with families with similar concerns can make you feel supported. So there is already, I told that stress, tension, and disturbed panic state are parents feeling every time. So they will need to make back to school decision by some following some checklist. Is the COVID-19, the pandemic situation? What about the consensus of their area? What about the consensus in the school area? So this is very important scientific knowledge or any given knowledge by given by social media or any newspaper or whatever this that. So because it is reassured or empowered their families, because the right decision by the parents, it varies from family to family. So pressures of household activities and work from home, take care of their child and the older family members. So they become, the parents actually become very fatigued and they are tired to make and take any decisions regarding this matter. So if parents get the chance to shape how to school reopens, whenever that may be, so the communication between the management, school management and the parents should be very clear. So parents ask for the school that for hiring some nurses for the special child also and the normal childs also. So they provide to school the report of symptoms of virus and avoid blame and shame attitude. This is very negative attitude. We can't blame as a parent the school, and because the children, the second home is the school. We are the part of the, they are the part of the school. So there is a family, second family actually. So the bonding between school and parents will be very signified for implementing the appropriate accommodation by school, and this is only possible by the positive sharing caring attitude by the parents. So please parents, read and learn the good science which can help them to figure out to do what to do and what is the implication or the application of the things. Please slide number 4. Now, except from school, there is another way that is called pandemic pods. So what is this? So learning pods, actually, which is called pandemic pods, are very small group of families that agree to do supplementary learning or complete at-home coursework together. So sometimes they hire a tutor or sometimes they share the supervision among the parents. So in addition, care.com, a company that connects families with caregivers, has seen a 14% increase in families using keywords such as part-time school, remote building, remote learning, former teacher, and in-person tutor in their job post. So care.com has seen a 92% increase in families seeking shared care arrangements. So learning pod parents try to utilize this. Next slide, please. Yeah. So as a parent, patience regarding any problematic situation can help your child to motivate. Obviously, if you must be confident that actually child whenever ask the question to you, you have the you just getting the answer towards your child, because whenever your confidence is loose, you are not in the positive mind, your child also get lose some confidence. So patience and confidence, it is very important for the parents. And talk with your family, the close relative, close friends, your child, and share the feeling as much as you can, because sharing and caring is a very, very good and positive attitude. Now, the positivity in outlook, positivity in the internal world, both positivity is necessary. It carries a significant indication of the better lifestyle or betterment in case of lifestyle of your child. So always be positive in your actions and reactions, and may utilize your own resources to build up positive internal environment in your family. This is very necessary, because as a parent, as a population, as an Indian population, we know that we are happy, we are lucky that we are enough well for someone. We actually get a food, get the shelter, everything actually. So we are lucky. So this is the positivity we actually do with this positivity. And very importantly, address your behavior. This is very important. What to do? Why this is? I'm thinking so. This is rational. This is logical. So this is very important. So the problem is the reason, the understanding the reason of your problem, why I'm so anxious, why I'm so panic. This is very important. So understanding your reasons, effective and genuine use of practicability, it means that addressing your reaction. So whatever you think, please do it your thinking according to your action. So action and reactions both are should be positive in nature and should be addressed your behavior. So now the consistency in thinking, this is also very important thing, because if you are not consistent in your thinking manner or in your pattern of behavior, so child is very much confused. Why my parents on that time they actually said to me like this, and now said like this. So this is very confusing to them. So you are very much consistency in your thinking and also obviously the activity, and this can lead to remove the confusion as well as the anxiety and fear to some extent. So it can help you to assess your child and your family from the risk of COVID-19, prepare for the to regardless of format, the school planning, the emergency number from the school you have obviously taken, and don't be force yourself that okay during the back to school concept, so I have to send my child to the school. Don't be forced. Whatever you think it's rationally, be positively and scientifically. So according to the parental knowledge, attitude and practice means whatever I gain, whatever I know about this pandemic situation, whatever the caring of my child, this is my knowledge. Attitude is obviously should be positive, should be always positive. And the practice means the applicability, the execution. So please execute with rational way, with scientific way. This is the three reciprocal system of the parenting pattern. So use your anxiety as a challenge and to empower your next steps, not any disorder, mental disorder or mental trauma. Okay, so I think I would cover as a parent, um, as a teacher, and as a psychologist. I wish you all the parents to get their right decision towards this concept. So that's all for my side. Very much glad to talk on this concept. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The more risk you allow your children to make, the better they learn to look after themselves. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful session. I hope your priceless advice will help us to know more. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to
Thank you.
welcome Mrs. Minakshi Khurana Saha, MSc Psychology, PGDRP, trained practitioner of REBT and NLP, ex-lecturer in IGNOU, currently working as a developmental and rehabilitation psychologist in Apollo Hospital, Kolkata. Over to you, ma'am. Minakshi, ma'am. Ma'am. Minakshi, ma'am, are you there?
Call next.
I think there is a sort of problem in front with for Minakshi, ma'am. So I would like to welcome now Ms. Bhagyashree Kar, RCI certified clinical psychologist, has done her MPhil from SCB Medical College, Cuttack, and pursuing her PhD from Vinpas, Ranchi, Jharkhand. Currently working as a private practitioner in Ranchi itself. But Ms. Bhagyashree, ma'am, please over to you. Bhagyashree, ma'am. Bhagyashree, ma'am, are you there? Hello, Bhagyashree, ma'am, are you there? I think she is not, due to some technical issues, she is not there. So I think Minakshi ma'am
Meenakshi.
again connected. Minakshi ma'am, if you can hear me, I would like to welcome you, Miss Meenakshi Khurana Saha ma'am. She is trained practitioner of REBT and NLP and ex-lecturer in IGNOU, currently working as developmental and rehabilitation psychologist in Apollo Hospital, Kolkata. Over to you, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, your voice
Am
is
I
not
audible?
audible.
It's very slow.
It's very low.
This is the most I can have.
Ma'am, you remove your headphone and talk directly. It will help.
Okay. Just let me see that if there is a screen sharing that can be done. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am. We can see your
Yeah.
screen.
Very nice. Okay.
Okay. Now am I audible and can you hear me? Am I visible and audible both?
Yes, ma'am. You are visible and audible, but your voice is very low.
Okay. give me a moment.
Now you're audible, ma'am. You're audible now.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello all, thank you. Thank you for letting me join you all today. Thank you, Khalid sir, for giving me the opportunity to talk about the topic. So while everybody had been talking about the topic already, I have a similar thing to discuss with people. That is how to develop resilience and mental preparedness in children before rejoining school and how to help children with special needs in the pandemic. So that's what my topic says. Um, until now, we all know the amount of physical, psychological, and social implications that this disease has brought in human race. And the World Health Organization has declared coronavirus as a pandemic in March 2020. The impact of COVID has, as we already discussed, has physical, psychological, and social effects. Let's discuss some of the psychological implications that generally children have, the neurotypical children are generally facing. They have worry, they have fear, they have anxiety, they have depression, loneliness, frustration, aggression, behavioral problems. Some show tantrums, which is behavioral issues. They have lack of stimulation because they are not going home. They are not going to school. They are staying at home. There's nothing much to do. There's lack of stimulation. There's lack of uh, friends, lack of socialization. There's boredom. The educational challenges. Some are missing school. Some are in the risk of abuse. Some are seeing abuse in the home itself. There are violence at home in some houses. Some children are also experiencing that. There's less of purpose in their lives because most of the
Hello, Meenakshi ma'am. I think she got disconnected.
Call the next one. Forget Siri if available there.
Bhagishri ma'am, are you available? Bhagishri ma'am.
Yeah. Hello.
Next, I would like to welcome Ms. Bhagishri Kar, RCI certified clinical psychologist, has done her MPhil from SCT Medical College, Cuttack, and pursuing her PhD from Rinfas, Ranchi, Jharkhand, currently working as a private practitioner in Ranchi itself. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Nandini. Good evening, all. So let me first share my slides. Good evening, all. So today's topic is supporting your child's mental health as they return to school during COVID-19. Actually, I all my before my presentation, when all speakers have discussed very precisely much informative informations, and my topic is I will be discussing mental health issues in children and adolescents.
and this will be very brief, and I will be only discussing about the part of mental issues faced by children during this COVID time. So child and when we say children and adolescent, child and adolescent developmental studies and researches hold an important place in psychology, as we all know. Developmental psychology is there, adolescent child and adolescent psychiatry is there. So every bit by bit, many concepts, many disciplines have included child understanding and child concepts include means in their disciplines to which emphasizes how much child and adolescent psychiatry is important. So, adolescent is a phase of life stretching between childhood and adulthood. We know childhood and means adulthood. In between, there is adolescent, and they are considered sometimes as children, sometimes as adults. So they have their own confusion, and I won't be getting involved in that topic of who is adolescent and what, because that will take means many sessions to discuss. As per who, adolescent is those individuals who fall under 10 to 19 years of age group. And when we say school going adolescents, we have this picture. We got this picture in our mind that these are adolescents. They will be running in when there is means bell for school is over. They will be discussing studies. They will be in lab. All these pictures actually come to our mind when we talk about child and adolescent especially. But the next slide I will be introducing you will make you think that yes, these are also adolescents. We forget them when we talk about school going adolescent. They also go to school, but special schools. And the next slide again, this is a group of child and adolescents whom we totally think they are born adults and very much manipulative. We never think that okay, they have problem, that's why they are begging, or that's why they're working. But we think they are manipulative, they are lying. So they have their own conditions. Because today's topic was about child and adolescents mental health during this COVID, I wanted to bring this two slides I just introduced you. Then next, back to our school going adolescents, how means what are they are having, what issues they are having during this COVID. Let me first introduce you to the world of a child and adolescent as they are in school. They have, we think when we talk about child in school, we think they have only one thing, that is study. They have that one work to do, study, and they have school issues, they have family issues. But no, when I actually am much more focused, much more interested in child psychology, and I have many research projects, many research topics on child and adolescent psychiatry. So when I went into that research, I found out there are many other aspects like their behavior, friends, school, exams, sibling, phone. When you will they have that anxiety that parents will take my phone. Study is a bigger concept. They have that subject. Family, yes, they have that comparison. If the means even family and society both have make them compare, like are uska mark itna hai, what about you? So that makes that also have that impression. They also have that thought that if this will happen, they will start comparing. So family, society, everything is a issue for them. And now coming to the issues of child and adolescents, there are many issues, very common issues. I will be discussing what they actually told. These every issues were directly told by some or other adolescent or child when I was in my means practice. When I was one of my research was I was doing my research, and gradually, why I am discussing these issues in this COVID situation, because these were the issues starting from then, but in COVID these issues have been exaggerated. They have these issues have been multifolded, and these issues are quite disturbing now a time. Also, it is growing more and more, like study and work. Actually, study is the main thing which is having, when study is the work for them. So as their parents said, what work you have only to study. So I have included study of like work. So lack of attention and concentration is the main problem when any child will come to you as for consultation. The main issue they will tell you, I don't remember anything, I don't have, means I can't recall my studies. And that when you will dig it up now, you will find that there is a lack of attention and concentration issues, due to which other study related issues are followed. And second most common issue is lack of motivation. They don't know why they are studying. They have that idea of that Bill Gates is school dropper and dropout, and he is owning a company. All those jokes, they will crack you. That, ma'am, why should I will be going for vocational training? So why should I go for this type of? So there is a very much lack of motivation towards study, towards academics, because nobody is there to tell them that they can even have a vocational career, have everything what they want with continuing with their studies. So you have to make them feel that okay, study is not that much difficult. You make it, you can enjoy studies by giving them the most boring topic is history, most boring subject, the most feared subject is maths. So these things, and when this is right now in this situation, they are, when schools are adopting to virtual classes. And as we know, in virtual classes, we have this button to switch off that mic, switch off the video option, and they enjoy. When I discuss about, few of my students talk to me, they told, ma'am, jab bore lagta hai, we switch off that. So nobody can do anything. So make it, in this issues, I will be discussing the support means management part later on, but these are the issues they faced, and they are finding their own solutions, which is again a problematic solution. So study, then time is very much, means they don't have time. Even nobody in this era, nobody have time, but they are most busy person, the children, the students one. They have very poor time management. They make their schedule, make every day they will make a schedule, but fail to follow that schedule for a long period. They will follow it for 2 to 3 days, then it gets boring and they leave that schedule. And lack of organization, because they don't know how to organize their schedule. According to them, schedule is only work. I will be only including my work in that schedule part. But there is when they come to us like clinical psychologist or psychologist, we make them aware that no, schedule is what you are doing. There will be a list of everything, your hobbies, your game period, your TV watching period. Even I told them, you just include your mobile use period so that you will be aware of that time. So time management and organization, which actually have much impact on their mental health, like irritation and anger, depression, anxiety, everything. Then comes diet, frequent consumption of fast food. Home cooked food is their most adverse enemy for them, because they don't want vegetables, they don't want that ghar ka khana. They want always fast food and sweetened beverages like Coke, Pepsi, all those type of kind of things. And as we know, in before some in some webinar, Khalid sir only told diet, the importance of diet for children. So yes, diet is a part of their life which can have impact on their mental health also. Then comes emotional and behavioral problems like stress, anxiety. I have told stress, anxiety, depression, temper tantrums, and these are the some issues because of lack of time management. They have problem in studies, and that gradually lead to that stress and anxiety, that I'm lacking behind, I'm lacking my means lacking in studies. My friends are going ahead, they are learning, they how they can remember such things. So they have lots of questions, lots of issues, but nobody to talk to, and don't know how to deal with. So these issues. And last but not the least, there is an issue which is emerging nowadays, that is substance use. Substance use, yes, substance use, like they use many schools, they in many school students I have found out that they have that use of dendrite, whitener. Then we think when we talk about dendrite, it is only of street children's, but no, dendrite use, even iodex, whitener, that perfume. They have all these type of addictions. So unknowingly they fall in that trap and can't escape from that substance use. There is a medicine N10, which is very much popular and very much addictive. Nowadays many students are going for that N10 medicine. The present scenario is quite though these issues are aggravating, as I told, aggravated. And why? Areas affected. First area affected is academic. Schools are closed, delayed sessions are getting delayed, and then comes lack of effective evaluation exams. When there is no exam is going on nowadays, actually virtual exams are means online exams are going on, but um, exams, many schools are not going for exams for younger students. So there is lack of this examination evaluation thing. Before, when there was face to face school interactions, they have that midterms, they have their half yearly exams, they have their first term or second term, third term, many surprise tests, class tests, they were bombarded with stress tests and all that. But nowadays there are only very least exams, means final exams or something like that is only happening. So there is much, for them there is much less stress. And let us explore what next. Virtual classes, as I told you, we have many means technical things. We can switch off the mic, we can switch off that camera and all that. And as we all know, this is the means funny truth or anything, I can tell you that we all have a liked teacher and we all dislike some or other person. So when we don't go for what he or she is telling, just they have that attitude that okay, I don't like this person. Why? They don't know. Sometimes they don't know even why they hate. So they switch off that. I don't like them na, so I switch off that. So this actually happened in virtual classes. Hmm. Then comes family. uh, I was reading in some newspaper there 80% of domestic violence cases have been increased. So in this scenario, in this COVID scenario, as we all are staying home, all are having our own areas, own work time, and we all have our own personality. So if when there is a family uh, staying together for 24 hours, they have their, each and every member have their own expectations, own reasons to fight and everything, own reasons to make others believe that okay, what they are saying is correct. So all these things means all these things combinedly have that effect, like they that conflict starts with that one thing, that I am correct and others, and everything should be according to me. When every member will start doing this, that everything should be according to me, then there started the conflict. Then lack of acceptance. Yes, acceptance, like we don't accept others viewpoint. Sometimes it's not for all, but majority of the cases we have that lack of acceptance. We can't accept. We have to accept that the other person is a human being and he or she is having his or her issues. So respect that space. So lack of acceptance is one of the area, means one of the thing is affecting the family area. Then frequent judgment and comparison we always have. When we have many people around surrounding us, we have that judgment type of thing. Okay, you are not reading, you are having fun, okay fine na, uska beta ko dekho, apne dost ko dekhe ho, 90%, 95%, they actually compare, and which I don't think give any positive means positivity to that person, that child, but that affects a lot very negatively, because consistently he is having that inferiority thing, like I'm less than that person. So this happens. Then it comes to work, means study actually. Because family is losing their work, many families income sources are lacking right now, and again shortage of opportunity is there. Shortage of opportunity is there in work, so they have this they actually are worried about how to manage what means how many days this will continue, like means this situation will continue, how many days they have to suffer like this. So this consistently have loss of income and shortage of opportunity. The family is having burden, getting burdensome with their own what I will say, they are spending their savings. Many families are depending on their savings at this present situation. So that sometimes having much impact on the mental health of a child, because parents are discussing continuously, and child is not a deaf person, so he is hearing that thing, that okay fine, I am having this, means my parents are going through this situation, so they have that problem that I can't help them. And means there is a consistent conflict even for this type of situation. Then comes mental health, stress, worries, anxiety. As I told you, academic stress is there. That what means if they miss a class, how they can cope up, what next will happen to them, how they will be getting into, when their academic sessions will be starting. And then depression, that they are staying home, there is no person to talk to. Sometimes they call their friends, and due to some or other time issue or anything, they couldn't manage, if happens that. So frustration is there. Frustration is the most reported thing from it, from any child. uh, Nowadays I'm talking, they have that. Hmm. Then aggression, because parents sometimes actually having issues with this technology. Even we are doing, when we get free for sometimes, we actually use technology, we are in social media and all that. So when that child is doing that, nowadays parents are like, use less, go for less technology use, and why you are you have to study, you have means you are not having good marks, so concentrate on your studies and all that thing. So aggression is there, because they are having, means people are cut shorting their technology use, their parents are cut shorting their technology use, and many more things are there. So aggression is one of the issue, and other emotional and behavioral issues are there. Like they have crying spells, sometimes they are having issues like, why me, why I have means I have to suffer like this, why can't, there are many people's going out, why not us. So there is issues. Now let me come to the management part. These are all issues, but what we can do is, in psychological management, we can help to change thinking pattern, improve coping skills, so that individual will be better equipped to deal with life stresses and conflicts. So psychological with the help of psychological treatment we can do all these things. And next is the psychological management techniques. There are many, as we all know, there are many techniques, psychological techniques, which by which we can help them. But first of all, I will go stress on psychoeducation part, because knowing the problem, understanding the problem lessons the means make us understand what we can do. So sometimes knowledge about the problem and illness and what we can do to manage that, it's is quite helpful for us. Next is awareness about COVID-19, understanding the disease and its effects as well as precautions for prevention or treatment process helps to lower the stress and anxiety related to the disease. What is happening when we are means actually COVID-19, as we know, it is all of a sudden we have this disease with us, so we have to deal with that. And due to that we have means understanding of this disease, what are the precautions we can take, how to deal with that, and other things. Actually, with the start of COVID, we were quite stressed, quite anxious, because nobody was aware of the symptoms, nobody was aware of the treatment procedure. There is no vaccination available, so quite a hackman's chaos type of situation was there. So to manage that stress and anxiety, the basic understanding of the disease should be there. So awareness is quite is very helpful. Next is many psychotherapies for anxiety and other behavioral emotional issues. We can use relaxation training for, as we all can understand, relaxation training is basically to get rid from anxiety and stress, which will help us. Means it is actually works on the bodily symptoms, and it gives a very peaceful thing kind of atmosphere to us. So then comes behavior therapy and cognitive behavior therapy, which will help you to understand. Behavior therapy will be basically for a habit formation or reversing a bad habit, and cognitive behavior therapy will help to understand, make us aware by targeting our negative thoughts, negative beliefs, and means installing in us a positive hope, positive feeling, positive understanding of the situation. Then cognitive drill therapy is there. This is a new therapy, although acceptance and commitment therapy. Actually, I have worked on many children and applied this acceptance and commitment therapy. It works like wonder for academic stress, anxiety. And this is wonderful. This is the third generation therapy of CBT only. Then comes counseling. Yes, counseling helps when people means helping people by making them change in the way they think, feel, and behave, and is a good is a goal based collaboration process between counselor and client. Uh, like when we go for counseling part, people have, we all know, when we are anxious or stressed, we have that negative thought process and all that. So by counseling, even we can have that means we can change the thinking, feeling, and behavior, and also emotional patterns of that individual accordingly. And this is finally for, if anyone is interested for more of this type of things, I have one of my YouTube channel. You can visit there and check it out, though it is very newly start means it is very recently I have started this. So thank you.
If we want
Hello.
our children to move mountains, we first have to let them get out of their chairs. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us such a valuable advice for students, caregivers, and other mental health practitioners, so that they can apply your knowledge in their livelihood. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to welcome Anvesha Chakravarti for a Master's in Stress Psychology, a rehabilitation psychologist currently working as a counselor in Mount Litera Z School. Anvesha, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Kali sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It's really a pleasure to be here. And I really appreciate the opportunity to share my knowledge with you all. So, Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am Anisha Chakraborty. I am a rehabilitation psychologist, and presently I am working in Mount Literacy School, Maheshtala, as a psychology teacher and counselor. So, as we know that many days we are stuck in home and our regular schedule is changed, but as we are hopeful, we have belief that school might reopen. But if school reopens, we have to maintain some key points. For this, today I am here to give some guidelines to schools and parents. Okay. First, I would like to give some guidelines for parents. Please be patient with your child. Give proper information about the situation. And please give your quality time and give them clear idea about the new situation. Kindly avoid wrong informations from coming through the social media. There are lots of negative and wrong informations are there. Before giving any idea to your child, kindly ensure that the information is at all authentic or not. Now, children may feel nervous or reluctant to return to school, especially because they have been learning at home through online learning for so many days. For this, you can make a new schedule for home. You can teach them how to maintain hygiene in school, and you also can participate. How you can do? Like you can while they are doing online classes, they are already wearing school uniforms. With school uniforms, you can also include wearing mask also. With the school dress, ask them to wear masks too. After the class, for some time, they may open the mask. So it will become a habit for your child to wear the mask in all the times in the school. And you can encourage your child by you also participate in that situation. Though you are in home, but with your child, you also wear the mask. Then your child should be encouraged that the way. Now, give proper information about wearing masks, maintaining proper hygiene, and maintaining the distance. For this, you can include that how to put the masks properly. They should not put down their masks while having lunch, or maybe having some drinking water. When they are opening the mask, teach them to keep it in their bags only, with maintaining the proper hygiene. Next, encourage your child in the positive way, that you can tell them, see, this is a new situation, we all are fighting with it. You can give real examples also, I mean real life examples also. You can tell them, see, we are also going out to the market or office, and at the end of our work, we are again coming back to home. See, nothing is happening to us. We did it. We believe you can also do so. Now it's your turn. I know you can do it. Give some positive notes that I know you are brave enough to face the situation. You can also tell them that I know you are missing your friends, your school, your teachers, and now the waiting is over. You are going to meet your friends, teachers. Now, children may also get upset or frustrated if they are finding it hard to wear masks all the time, especially when they are running or playing. You can tell them that previously also, when you went to school, you followed proper rules, like your hair should be dried properly, dress should be clean. Now with all that rules, wearing mask also a added rule. Make them that believe that it is the new normal. Tell them that by wearing masks, they are actually helping the society by not to spreading the virus. For maintaining proper hand hygiene, teach your child how to wash hand properly. As already guided by WHO, they already gave some instructions like first they need to wet their hands with running water, apply enough soap to cover wet hands, scrub all the surfaces of the hands including back of the hands, between fingers and under the nails as guided by WHO. Rinse thoroughly with running water, dry hands with a clean cloth, and very important, single use towel only. And what should be the duration for hand wash as guided by WHO? 40 to 60 seconds. And for sanitization, it should be 20 to 30 seconds. Now, they might ask you that when should they wash or sanitize their hands? Tell your child that previously also they maintain some situations are there when they are washing their hands, like after using the toilet, before and after eating, after handling with the garbages, or when your hands are visibly dirty. All this time you are already washing your hands. And for the situation, for the COVID-19 situation, only a few times are added for washing your hands and hand sanitization. What are these? After blowing your nose, coughing or sneezing, after visiting a public place, including public transport, because for school they need to avail the public transport, markets and places of worship. After touching surfaces outside of the home, including money or in school, others' books and copies, very much important. They might in school, many times they ask from others, from their others' pen or pencil for writing. Maybe they can ask from others their copies too. So all these cases, they have to maintain this hygiene, or maybe before, during and after caring for a sick person, before and after eating. So all these should be included. See, caregivers are the first persons who can give the confidence to the children that they can get accustomed with the new situation. You have to make them believe that they can. Now I am coming to the school. What should school do for maintaining proper health and hygiene? First of all, very important, clean and disinfect school, especially high touch surfaces. We elders are more likely at risk than the children. Thus, especially the staffs and the teachers have to maintain 6 feet distance from each other for classes. If possible, select the outdoor spaces that the students get sprayed out. Before entering school, check the temperature. And what you can do, you can also encourage parents to for maintaining a hygiene chart. Like one is already there. It is provided by CDC. You can simply follow this chart too. Okay. Now, for this, parents or caregivers should be strongly encouraged to monitor their children for signs of infectious illness every day. For this, school have to help the parents. School needs to give proper knowledge about the symptoms that the parents won't get confused with the symptoms. Some symptoms are there that which should be the proper symptoms for COVID, for maybe, see, I am just getting enlarging, for sore throat, or maybe flu, which is asthma, which is common cold, all that. Now for the bus, give the bus riders assigned seats only. Some token you can follow, some numbers you can follow, whatever the school can decide. Okay, assign the seats and require them to wear a cloth face covering while they are in the bus. Encourage students who are maintaining these ways to get to school to use those options. At school, you all whenever you can ask your children to use the hallways for cut down the crowding environment. Outdoor activities should be encouraged. So students should be allowed to use their playground in the small groups. Maintain strict observation between the two periods. Why? To limit students' interaction outside the classroom. Instead of benches, try to use chair and tables. Place the chair and tables with maintaining the proper distance. One child in one chair with maintaining proper distance from all the sides. Train the children to carry their own sanitizer. They should not borrow others' sanitizer. Clean instructions for the children to properly wear the mask. Allow students to eat lunches at their desk only or in small groups outdoors instead of in crowded lunch rooms or the canteens. And tell them that we know sharing is caring. But teach the children, if they really care about their friends, they should not share and don't even take lunch from others. For this, parents can tell that after when you can assure your children that when once the pandemic is over, one day I'll make more lunch for your school, and that day you will share your lunch with your friends. You can assure them. Next, leave classroom doors open to help reduce high touch surfaces such as the door knobs. Last but not the least, very important points, some guidelines for children with disabilities. The impact of schools being closed may have been greater for students with the disabilities because they can't share their emotion easily, and they can't accustom with the new transition. They may have a difficult time transition back to school after missing out on instructions time as well as after missing out on instruction time as well as school-based services such as occupational, school-based therapies, speech languages therapies, physical therapies, after all this. So school should provide some therapies including mental health support, counseling. School should review the each and every children needs from each child with an individual educational program, that is IEP. They should maintain it for each child before they return to school, and providing services even they are done virtually. School must arrange some workshops or maybe other techniques for providing mental health services to the students as well as teachers. See, home and school together, it's a team where parents and children are the coaches and students are the players. Thus, we have to face the situation as a team. And if we can do so, it's my belief we will surely overcome the situation. So that's all. Thank you all, especially to Khalid sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my viewpoints. Thank you so much. Over to you, Nandini ma'am.
Thank you so much, Anvesha, for giving us such an insightful knowledge about how to support your child's mental health when returning to school during COVID-19. We all know that one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world. So thank you for your wise words and
Thank you.
that the guidelines you provide to school teachers, that was really, really very knowledgeable. Thank you so much. Now, I
Thank
would
you.
like to welcome our invited, one of the invited speaker. She is a school teacher, Kanika Trehan. She has done her DLED from Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi, and currently working as a school teacher from in GD Goenka School, Delhi. Over to you, Kanika ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for letting me share my ideas here. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kanika Trehan, working as a teacher at GD Goenka, Rohini, Delhi. As we have learned a lot of ideas from everyone here, I would like to take your attention towards how to bring back children to school fearlessly. I would like to share my screen. Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, thank you. As we all know that we adults are facing a lot of stress during this widespread of this disease. Then what about the young children? I think they are suffering the most. They are not allowed to step out of their homes as they are at the utmost risk. So let's discuss how it has affected the mental health of the children. Mental health of the learners during the pandemic period. So we will talk about how it has affected the children. First, lack of social interaction. As the learners are staying at home since months, they are unable to meet their friends and other people in the society. Thus, there is a lack of social interaction, which further leads to feeling of loneliness. They were so used to meet people and their friends that staying at home leads to boredom. Lack of physical activities, as they cannot go out because they are at utmost risk. So they are unable to play outside. Lack of physical activities lead to various health problems. It can also increase their stress. Change in eating and living habits. As they don't have to go to school, they sleep late and then wake up late. This disturbs their body clock. And due to this, there is no fixed time for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So indirectly, it is affecting the eating and living habits of the children. Stress due to COVID-19. Like adults, the children are also stressed due to this COVID-19 situation. This is affecting their mental health a lot. Unable to share feelings with peers. The children are not able to meet their friends, so they are not able to share their feelings and things with them, which sometimes indirectly make them very sad. Now, yes. So now, what can be the measures that school management and teachers should take when the children come back to school? The first is ensure the physical safety of the learners. The school management and teachers should ensure that the child is safe at school. The teacher needs to build up parents' trust and confidence so that they can send the child to school fearlessly. The school needs to make arrangements for proper check of temperature of the children, proper sanitization should be there. Every child should be wearing a mask. Next is providing them comfortable environment. As they will be returning from home, which is a very comfortable environment for the child. So a teacher needs to make sure that the child does not feel uncomfortable at school, because it will affect his or her learning directly. Next is providing support, love, care to the learners. A teacher should be supportive for the children, as it is the utmost requirement of the current situation. A teacher should try to understand the child's feeling and provide them love and care. Learners should come to school on alternate days. The learners should be allowed to come on alternate days, like, for example, 0 to 20 roll numbers on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and on Thursday, and on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 21 to 40 roll numbers should be called. So this will ensure the social distancing of the learners. Next is regular medical checkups should be held at school. Yoga and meditation. Yoga and meditation will also help the learners to increase their concentration power and will also help them decrease their stress levels. Art integrated learning to reduce stress. Art should be a part of teaching. It should be integrated into all subjects. For example, teaching a story through storytelling and story dramatization will grab the attention of the learner. The learner will also feel motivated to learn. Making of masks and face shields at home would be a great idea, where they will make their own masks and shields for themselves, and also with that they will be able to learn the importance of these things like masks, sanitizers, face shield in the current situation, so they can make their own sanitizers, own masks and face shields. Communication with the learners. A teacher should communicate about the current situations in the child's own language, the language in which the child understands the best. It should be very supportive, promising, and the child should trust the teacher. So it should be in that way. And also make them understand about the preventive measures, that how the child can save himself or herself from carrying this disease. Competitions should be arranged to motivate the learners, like storytelling competition, poem, debates, etc. This will help them to express their emotional feelings also. More outdoor activities for bursting out their stress. So they should be allowed to play in the playground, football, basketball, and other outdoor activities should be there. They should not be only sitting in four walls. As they are coming from home, they were there since a lot of months. So now they need some outdoor activities for bursting out their stress. So these can be some measures that we should take to bring our children to school. So I think this is what I wanted to share. If anyone has a query, you can ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kanika ma'am, for giving us such an insightful knowledge about how to manage school and school environment after this COVID-19 or during this COVID-19. And it is helpful for our students also. This is the new normal, a new beginning, and things will change. So there is some queries from participants. First of all, I would like to invite Bhagyashree ma'am. There is a query from David sir. He asked that how to release financial stress during COVID-19. Bhagyashree ma'am, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, there is a question for you from David sir. How to release financial stress during COVID-19?
About financial stress, we have to find out what are our forte areas, what we can do, what skills we have other than what we were doing, always we depend like we must have a job and all that. We have to think differently. We have to, in this situation it is the need of the time that we have to think other than that job, because nowadays even government employees are not getting their salaries. So we have to be very particular what we want, which type of work we can do, and by that consistently. I won't say that you tried one for once and you will be succeeded, but consistently you have to focus what other things you can do. What, like there are some people who are going for business things, some are adopting their own hobbies as their earnings, for their day to day earnings. So you have to find out what things that person, that individual is having, to which can give him a profit, means give him the ability to earn for him and his family, or her for and her family. Hope this makes the, means I'm clear with my answer.
Thank you so much, Bhagyashree ma'am. I hope this will resolve the issue with the question with David sir. Next, the question is from Swati Sonkar ma'am for Anvesha ma'am. Anvesha ma'am, can you hear? Hello.
Hello, am
Ha,
I
this is,
audible?
yes, ma'am, you are audible. There is a question from Swati Sonkar ma'am, that how to deal with reluctant students who consistently denied to wear mask and maintain social distancing during COVID-19.
Yes, as I already told it in my PPT, for those who are reluctant, tell them that give them that confidence that see, you are going to meet your friends, you are already missing your teachers, your school, your friends, you are going to meet them, and you can give confidence by saying this, that we are also going out, like parents are also going out, right? We are going for the market, for the daily needs. Some of the parents are going to the office already, and after completing the work they are coming back home safely. If we can do, then you are our child, so you can also do it. You make them that believe that they can do. Only parents are the first caregivers. They have to provide their confidence that they can do. By saying this, that they can do, everything is possible. You just tell your child that they can do. And for wearing mask, make them that believe that it is a new normal. Once they are previously also, when they are going to school, some rules they were maintaining, right? Like the hair should be tied properly, the uniform should be clean properly, socks should be wear properly. So all these were already maintaining. See, including that, all these, one new rule added, that is wearing the mask. That is the new rule, and they have to maintain it. For the practice session, do it from now only. All students are doing online classes. While online classes, they are already doing the classes by wearing the school uniform. With the school uniforms, ask them to wear the mask too. And you can encourage your child by you also wear the mask in home also, to encourage your child. Okay, in the this way you can encourage your child to avoiding that reluctance to go to school, and for reluctance from wearing the mask.
Thank you so much, Anvesha ma'am. I hope
Welcome, ma'am.
this will work. Uh, So, if your child is worried about going school or feeling anxious or worried about bullying, as we know that in school, bullying is a common thing within the children. It is important to let them know that they are not alone and they can always talk to you or talk to the trusted adults. The more you talk to your children, the more comfortable they will be telling you if they see or experience it. Always remember, check in with your children daily and ask about their time at school and online activities. Some children may not express their emotion verbally, so you should ask and look out for the anxious or aggressive behavior which indicates something is wrong. Whether at school or at home, caregivers can engage their children in creative activities such as playing and other hygiene activities which should be practiced at home. This helps children to find a positive way and to express difficult feelings, and always encourage them and remind children about positives, that they will be able to see their friends and teachers soon and continuous learning new things. I would like to convey my sincere gratitude towards Zydus School of Excellence, Gujarat, and HM School Education, HM Education Center, Hooghly, West Bengal, for their active participation in this webinar. I would like to convey my thanks to all the speakers and all the guests of honors to give us our precious time. And I would like to thank Khalid sir for giving us such a wonderful opportunity to do such webinars and to make it a huge success. Thank you so much. And attention to all the participants. Please fill the feedback form which is given to your respective email ID within 1 hour of this webinar. This will help us for your certification. This webinar is on live on YouTube. The link has already given to you. You can subscribe our channel for more updates on upcoming webinar organized by Professional Institute of Business. Here, I'm ending this meeting and hope we will meet soon. I request Khalid sir to give the ending note to our participants and guest of honor. Khalid sir, up to you.
Good evening, everyone, honored participants, guest of honor, and invited speakers, psychologists as well. So already Nandini spoke on behalf of me many things, which I should explain, no problem. I want to, as a teacher, I want to guide the students. I want to teach the students in a proper way. Basically, I will conclude one thing: preventive is better than cure. Is better than cure. Prevention. Whenever a child is going to school, you have to counsel him. At least you have to conversation with your child. She or he may be adolescent, he may be young children. You have to explain the circumstance prevailing during this COVID-19, and explain that everybody is wearing mask, sanitizing because of everybody's safety. Whenever you will come to our residence at our home, we will be comfortable and we will be safe. So this is new normal, as Annesh already spoke about. This is new normal. Gradually, it will overcome, and by the grace of God, it will be controlled gradually. So we have to practice. We have to start practicing whenever school will open, because our everybody's safety, not on the child, also parents also, whenever they return to home. So anyway, everything was spoke by our honorable guest of honors and invited speakers. So I don't want to take so much time. So you give us the feedback as Nandini spoke already. And also, if you want to talk with anyone, you can you can forward your name, cell number, as well as email ID for further conversation or further inquiries if you had. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Nandini, for your.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let me speak on you. She's working, I think, more than 16 hours. And also I'm sometimes giving her pressure. It's not easy during this time to arrange a webinar because different people in different states. Sorry for any inconvenience caused by the our unintentional technical fault. Okay, Nandini, please.
Thank you so much, sir. I wish for your better future. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at your home for so that this COVID-19 can pass on. Thank you so much for your valuable time, and we are glad that you all participated here. Thank you so much. You may leave now. Thank you.